English tip is on ways that you can start thinking in English. Hello and welcome to today's Essential English Tips. My name is David and I'm the teacher at learningenglisessentials.com, and I help create lessons to help you boost your English confidence so that you can have those English conversations you want to have today. Hope you are well and having a great day. Today's English tip is on some ways that you can begin to think in English. One of the things that English learners do is that they create the conversation they want to have in English in their native language first, and they translate between their two languages, so between their first language and English. And this process takes a long time to think of the response in your native language and translate it into English and then speak. And then you're listening to the other person and translating what they say, and so this whole process takes a long time. So one thing that you can help your English skills is to start thinking in English. And it might sound confusing or difficult to do, but it's not very difficult to do at all, and I'll share with you some tips on how to do this. So the simplest and easiest way to start thinking in English is to, when you go about your day, to, when you see things that around you, name them in English. So it's you see them and you know them in your native language. This here is a glass in English, and you know its name in your native language. But when you see it, think of its name in English. So when you see a glass or a bowl or knives and forks or chopsticks, those types of things that you might see while you're having your breakfast, then start naming those things in English. It doesn't need to be out loud. You can just begin this process silently. Say the names of the items that you see in your head. So it doesn't need to be, you don't need to be walking around naming things: glass, computer, monitor. People will start to think that you are strange. But when you see those things, think of their names in English. And so as you do this more often, this becomes becomes an automatic process, and you will eventually stop needing to translate from your native language into English. When you see that thing, you will think of the English name just as easily as you will think of the name of that item in your native language. And so it's a very simple, easy way to start off thinking in English. The next step is to start thinking of an English sentence, just a simple English sentence that goes with the with the item that you see in front of you. So, for example, this glass is empty. Or you might say the glass is empty. This glass is empty. The glass is empty. A simple sentence that uses that word but extends it a little bit more by using other English words and creating an English sentence in your head. Again, it doesn't need to be out loud, but doing this is the beginning of the process of telling your brain to think in English. And so the more that you challenge your brain to think in English, the more your English skills will develop. It is important to give yourself opportunities to practice speaking English out loud, but in all of the time of the day that you don't have that opportunity to be practicing with another English speaker or speaking out loud, doing these activities in your head gives you that opportunity to be practicing your English wherever you are at whatever time. So you are getting in extra practice, so much extra practice that you are you will be making lots and lots of improvements. And then, like all English goals that you set for yourself, as you reach certain levels, then you should be adding to and extending your goals. So trying to do a little bit more. So if you're creating short sentences in your head, perhaps try to, one thing that lots of English conversations, that when you're speaking to another English speaker, one of the most common things that, one of the most common conversations that you have is that you recall or retell events that have happened to you, recently in the past. So, you might be telling someone about, an event that happened on the weekend or the day previous, or in the morning, or sometime in the recent past, and you are retelling a story. And so the next step for you would be to practice retelling these events in your head in English. You would naturally do this in your native language, but try to do it in English. So this is an extension of the previous two activities where you're doing small things. This one is extending that even further, and the more that you practice these skills, this skill of thinking in English, the better your English skills will get. So this all is working towards not needing to be translating in the middle of a conversation with another English speaker, because doing that translation back and forth takes a lot of time and a lot of brain power that is the cause of for many people making small mistakes and stumbling and having that lower confidence. So the more that you can practice when you are just making your own breakfast, on your way to or from your daily activities, so whether that be school or work, wherever you go during the day, if you take a moment to do some of these things. Name things that you see, create short sentences about them in English, and then also practicing retelling events in English. Do those things as often as you can, and you will, be making lots of progress with your English, your other English skills as a result as well. So your conversations will get better, and you'll be, learning lots and lots of English. That's all for today. Just keep those simple things in mind as ways to practice your English when you have a spare moment, and these activities are very good for you, because they don't need any resources whatsoever. You don't need anything at all. You don't need another person to do these things, and so it's a very, very helpful and easy activities to practice for you. So hope you found this video helpful, and to all those people, if this is your first time visiting this channel, click the subscribe button down below, and to everyone else, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Put those in the comments section below, and if you're looking for more from learningenglisessentials.com, click up into the corner to the cards and visit our website. And that's all for today. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, goodbye, and I'll see you soon.